you're gonna have a committee, that'd be a good committee item.
I'm wondering if we're going to take a couple minutes for lunch, or we're going. We going? We're taking a couple minutes for lunch. We're in for going, is what we've heard. Okay. We're moving on to 17C, wild horse update. We got a lot of that yesterday from Raul.
I would say both the C and D. I really don't have any more to add. I think Deputy Director Morales did a good job there, unless there was any questions that people wanted to kick around.
So that's your question, answers for C and D. So we're moving on to E, unless somebody else has something. Governor Sage-grouse Advisory Committee update, Secretary Mayor.
I guess I might mention, and not a lengthy report here, the governor did turn out a letter. I think many of you have seen it. I wanted to mention that in no way, governor's office wanted me to relay this, in no way did that letter insinuate that to diminish the department's or the commission's authority over wildlife issues, sage-grouse specifically. What it really did is it established a clearinghouse and asked DCNR to provide that service. They'll also be looking at the mitigation banking aspect of it. They already do something similar to that. Talking with Director Drozdoff, he came over and spent 2 hours with us. We went through all the things that we do. We have about 40 people that spend time on sage-grouse either every day or every week, and we kind of walked through that. I saw a little shock and awe on their face when they found out how much we actually do on a daily basis. And the point is that they don't want to get in the middle of what we're doing. We're going to do what we're going to do and provide them with information. I think that as the development of this council moves forward, that if there's any disagreements in the field relative to grazing or to development of the mine, which we haven't had to date, that if there was any disagreement, it would be moved up to the council level, and a decision would be made there relative to the what does it do for the long-term viability of the bird. Right now, one of the tasks in the letter that is that Leo's shop and DCNR are actually taking the report and turning it into a plan. It really is, the way it's written, it's got a lot of stuff in there, but some of it's not really applicable to a plan. So they're working on doing that. There's some technical things that need to be cleaned up as well within that report. So they're working on that with our help. They're also working with us, and in fact we had the meeting on Thursday while we were traveling down here with BLM to turn the plan, the report, into an alternative, because when you look at the way BLM structures their alternative for their NEPA analysis, the report really didn't fit well there. And so we had Steve Siegel, and I think there was one other person, NDOT staff person, that went with Leo and his staff to actually sit down with BLM to turn that into an alternative. So we're basically in lockstep with what's going on with the governor's effort here. So where does it stand once it becomes an alternative? The BLM will evaluate that state alternative right along with the other alternatives that run the gamut from almost do nothing to implement the National Technical Team report, which is let's forget about any constraints. What does the bird need at the high end? And then the BLM will select a preferred alternative from that. And that doesn't guarantee that the state plan will be the preferred alternative. The Fish and Wildlife Service hasn't really weighed in completely yet. I think what they did is they did submit a letter to the governor and laid out their concerns with the report as it is. So I think given that, and with working with DCNR, we're trying to clean up those things that the service felt were lacking in the report. So other than that, I don't really have much more to report.
Okay, any questions of Director Mayor? Okay, we're moving on to item F, Heritage Project Deadline Report, Deputy Director Patrick Case.
Thank you. I'll keep this brief. The deadline for project proponents to submit completion reports is September 30th. So as of now, we haven't hit that deadline. As soon as we receive all those reports in, my staff will compile those and we will forward them on to the commission. We have received a few completion reports that I'm aware of. I know Jersey Cattle Company did submit a report for their Mountain Lion project, and Maxell Technologies did submit a completion report and turned over their data information to the department. I am interested in engaging the Heritage Committee after this set of completion reports is done to establish some stronger criteria for completion reporting and periodic reporting to the Commission. We currently give project proponents 90 days after the end of the year to provide that information. Seems like a very long time for you all to be waiting for the results of the grants awards that you have spent. I think we can tighten that time up, maybe give them a mid-year report or something like that, so we have a little better handle on where they're going with that. And that's really it in a nutshell.
Commissioner Rain.
Thank you. I'd had some questions about it. First of all, can we get access to those reports as they come in? Probably the easiest way for the commission to look at it is, as you're getting them in or after the deadline, we're going to forward all those to the commission, or how's the commission and committee is going to look at that?
Yeah, as I said, after we receive them all, we'll compile them and forward them on to the commission so you can all review them. Absolutely.
Okay. And I'd mentioned earlier about one letter about the NDOW portions for all the NDOW projects as well, and specifically the one from Nevada Alliance for Wildlife, because they'd asked about how NDOW had what they had done with that money that was spent for monitoring. Are we going to get that as well?
Yes, absolutely. I believe you referred under member comments, Nevada Alliance for Wildlife asserted that they had requested that information multiple times and it was not provided. I can say unequivocally that is not true. I received a request from Pat Laughlin a few days ago for that information. That is the first time he's requested such information. And I have been out of the office. I assume he saw my out of office notification. I forwarded that information to my staff, and I received a report from them late yesterday, which I'll review early next week and provide that to him. Furthermore, we compiled that same exact information in early August. That was provided to the Elko County Commission, to every commissioner individually, and to former Assemblyman John Carpenter. So that information has been out there publicly, and I'm more than happy to give it to Nevada Alliance for Wildlife.
And is it all this stuff, there may be easier access for people like that? Is it posted on NDOW's website somewhere, or how is it? I'm thinking of an easy way to distribute. Somebody calls up, asks about it. If it's posted somewhere, hey, go to the X spot and here's all the information.
That's a good suggestion. I don't know that we've ever put the completion reports on the website, but we could certainly look at that.
I mean, you wouldn't even need to email it to the commission if I could go and look at the website.
One thing that we've talked about internally that I hope to get developed soon is a publication for Heritage of projects, that we can distribute a nice glossy report that shows how the money's been spent. We can give it to legislators, whoever wants to. I think that would be a really nice addition to show the benefits of the program.
You get questions like that, and like Laughlin letter and many others. I mean, that's not the first, nor the first in 50 that have come up. So that's why I'm just, you've considered the website angle? Is that what we're going to do, or just better off to mail it out to us? I'm just trying to figure out what's simplest and best for the public to know, and if the cabs want to know, or other people that aren't in cabs want to know, how are they going to get the information?
Yeah, we'll have to get the reports and compile them and figure out the best way to distribute them. So.
Okay. But anyway, regardless, that'll all be available one way or the other by
Well, we should have it next month. The deadline, like I said, is the 30th. That's the end of next week.
Yeah.
We'll receive them all in. Shouldn't take us that long to compile them.
Mid-October.
Yeah, that's probably reasonable.
Mid-October they'll be, and you'll notify us one way or the other. And
Yeah, the only reason I want to give you a firm date is, if the deadline passes and we don't have some and have to follow up with people, it might cause a little delay. But
okay, so deadline on.
I'm sure
later.
mid-October, I would expect to have that out to you.
Always questions.
Commissioner Drew?
Yeah, I just had a question. I know at least one of the projects had a deliverable that was supposed to be a report. I think you said Mixel submitted their completion report. Did they also submit a deliverable, an actual document?
They did. They gave us a link to a website that contained the data that they had compiled. And it's been reviewed by staff, and I don't know if the director wants to comment on that.
And will that be provided along with the completion reports?
Any other questions? Anything else you'd like to add? Director Cates? Deputy
No,
Director Cates?
that's it.
Okay. We're moving on to item G, litigation report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You all have, I believe, a copy of the litigation report. I can answer or attempt to answer any questions you have regarding the cases listed on that.
Any questions? All right.
Thank you.
Seeing none, and it's not an action item, we're moving on to 18.